Hey everyone, John here, and welcome back to another episode in this series. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you how to go ahead and set up your scenes here in the Elgato Game Capturing software. And this is everything from your overlay to your stream alerts and so on and so forth. So I am going to go through this not very quickly just because I want you guys to be able to understand everything, but it should be pretty straightforward once you guys start seeing how I'm getting to stuff and everything like that. So let me go ahead and kind of show you guys a little bit of some of the stuff that you guys get automatically that's going to be pre-generated for you. So first things first, you want to make sure you have the stream command set up, and how to get that is to go to the top of the screen here, the top right hand corner where the gear is. You're going to click on that, and you're going to want to go to your capture tab under the Game Capture HD preferences, and go all the way down to where it shows enable stream commands, and just check that box. That will then give you guys these right down here, and these are some pre-generated overlays that Elgato has provided for you, and there are more that you can go through. So just to kind of quickly go through some of them. Now of course your first one's going to be blank, but we're going to customize that in here in a bit. But then you also have something like this, and then you'll have another one like this, and you can have the camera, as you guys can see. Then there's another plain one like that where you can put your Twitter and Facebook, and you can customize these too. So then we'll have another one like this. I believe this one is Call of Duty, but I'm not 100% sure. And then you have just a plain one like this as well with something on the bottom. This one's more for Destiny. I thought this one was pretty cool. Then you'll have something like this one, or maybe you want to have this for when you're just kind of chilling in whenever you're kind of sitting in transition for something, which I think is pretty cool. But there are other ones, and you can customize these, but I'll show you guys here that just in a second. Now I have kind of messed with this myself, and you're going to see that I've already added some things, but I'll explain how you guys will be able to get these there. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the very right hand corner here of your capture screen. It's going to say edit scenes. So you're going to click on that, and it's going to allow you to now edit any of the scenes. And you can go through any of these guys that I showed you that are pre-generated, and you can go and edit those if you want. But if you want to add your own stuff, you're going to want to click on this little box next to number 10, and this is going to say add overlay. So you'll click on this, and as you guys can already see, I've already started adding stuff. So if you want to get your own extra scenes, you can go and click on Get Scenes, and it's going to give you an option to drop down to pick from different types of games. So let's just go and pick something like, I don't know, let's say Crash Bandicoot. So there's only one for Crash Bandicoot, so I'll click Get Scenes, and there we go. So as you guys can already see, it's already got a box for the camera, it's got stuff for the side, and if you want to eliminate some of the things, you can do that. So there's these little tiny boxes, these little tiny grid boxes or dotted lines, and you can simply just click, drag, or you can remove them. You can mess with the cropping mode, you can mess with the opacity. Now this bring front and bring back, basically what this means is it's like a layer system. So if you bring it forward, it's going to be in front of something. If you bring it backwards, it's going to be behind something. But I don't really need this, but just kind of show you guys with the cropping mode. If we are in there, as you guys can see, I can crop it, or I can mess with it this way. And this is something you can also do with the camera, but let's go ahead and remove this. So if we go to cropping mode for the camera, as you guys can see, I can eliminate some of the stuff in the box for that, and then I can also go into my own camera, and I can go and mess with the settings. I can mess with the cropping mode of the camera to bring it in. So if I'm using a green screen and I want to make sure that you guys aren't seeing certain parts, and I want to make sure I'm fitting within the green screen, you guys can crop the actual camera and it will be able to resize it properly. But let's say you do want to get rid of the box or these guys up here. We can go ahead. Let's see if the opacity is something that can get messed with. Okay, there we go. So there's the opacity. There's the opacity there, and if you don't want it, or if you want to kind of do this with chat or something like that, you can mess with that too. But let's go ahead and let's remove it. There we go. So I'm just going to keep how that is in terms of this and in terms of cropping. So yeah, we can keep that right there. Why not? Now let's say with my camera, can I get to just my camera? Okay, we'll just mess with the camera real quick. So if you want to go and mess with your camera settings, there's the little tiny tools there for you guys to mess with. And that will allow you to bring up your actual camera settings. So if I do this, it'll bring up that, and I'll be able to mess with all that stuff right here really quickly. And then if I have a green screen, you can click on the little silhouette guy here. It says remove background. Now I'm not using my green screen, and I'll show you guys. I'll pretty much remove the color of my shirt. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna enable the chroma key. We're gonna pick color, use the little picker tool to pick anything, and we'll pick that, and then you can mess with the tolerance. And as you guys can see, I can pretty much eliminate anything, and you can see my background. And I could pretty much almost be a floating head. Almost. But we'll turn that off for the remaining of the video. And then you also have the opacity, so I can also bring that down a little bit too. So if I want to be kind of like a ghost, if I'm doing something paranormal or something, and I really want to put my actual webcam into character, I can do something like that too. And then same thing with the bring front and then the bring back. So for example, if I wanted to keep this here, and if I brought this up higher, I could then click on my camera. Let's see, bring front. I should be able to be in front of it. Or maybe I'm still selected. So bring back. There we go. So now I just brought the overlay box behind my camera. So that way I can select my camera a lot easier. I can make adjustments a lot easier. And then if I'm good with the adjustments, I can go ahead and I can select that and I can bring it backwards again, and now my camera is behind the overlay. I know it might be kind of hard to see just because there's a very thin line between the two, but I basically just kept bringing it forward and back. Now, if for some reason your game seems like it's not fully sized, that's probably just because your Elgato is a little bit bigger, it's a little bit stretched out, but don't worry about that. Your game should be fine. But if for some reason it's not, you can still grab the actual game itself and you can adjust that if you need to. So now that we kind of have our overlay, let's go ahead and add something else. Now the camera's already been added, but let's say the camera wasn't added. So let's go ahead and remove the camera. And let's say all we had was this, right? So we'll go ahead and we'll click on the little plus here for add overlay. And we'll go and we'll select any camera that we're using. So we'll select the camera, and now that is just flat. And that's probably because when we were messing with stuff earlier. So that's how you add your camera with no problem. And then if you have any images you want to add, you can add images if you need to. And this will, you'll go and search your computer for the images and everything like that, and you'll be able to add them in here as well. This would be if you also had your own type of overlay. So if you created your own overlay, you can bring it in by adding the images and resize it and everything like that. So you don't have to use the pre-generated ones that Elgato provided for you. You can add your own. And then same thing with videos. If you have any type of videos you want to use, like let's say you have a different scene that you created down here that you wanted to add a video for, like when you're away or something, you can mess with those as well for the additional scenes. Same thing with adding text. You can add text if you need to. So if you needed to add anything like that, you can take it from a scene. So like you can pretty much use a file system if you have it stored on a file, or you can add the text if you need to. You have all these different types of changes you can add. You can make it animated, you can change the font size, and you can scroll it, it can be bounced, it can fade. So I mean, there's a lot of options that you have here for your text. So that's also good. Now, if you guys do use, like, say for example, most recent follower and stuff like that, and it runs off of a file system, then you're going to want to add that file system here for the text, and then you can mess with the animation and everything you need to here, and then this would be where it would be put. Now, if you wanted to add your stream alerts, so I have two different things here. So we're just gonna select. I guess we could select both of them because there's a reason why I have StreamJar here. Now, it's the same concept for stream alerts. Now, for me, the reason why I have StreamJar is because I do both Mixer and YouTube at the same time, and I just have it set this way. So if we do this, it's going to basically already have a box for you, and then there it's already generating the follower alert. So as you guys can see, I'll make it nice and big, and then I'll put it in the corner that I want it in. And then if I, oops, sorry about that. If I add the other one, this is basically going to be the one that I kind of have sitting behind, because whenever I have the one on the top left-hand corner, it doesn't make any sounds with StreamJar. So I have to have the one that makes the notification noises from StreamJar added as well. Now you're probably wondering, well, how the heck did you add it? That's okay. I'll definitely show you guys that real quick. So you go here, you go to add web page, and you add any of the addresses that you get from StreamJar for like the widget link or anything like that. And same thing with the StreamJar or any other type of website that offers that, to where you just need to take in the address for your alerts. You paste it here, leave it as automatic, and then hit add. And it might be a little big, so you may have to adjust it. And if you have to adjust it over on the actual website, that's fine too. You just need to update it on the website, hit save, and then try to see if it made the change on here. You don't have to keep pasting the URL because it's the same URL. You're just making a couple of changes, and it understands that change whenever you make it on the website. Now, if you need to make it smaller or bigger on here, now that is a different story, because then you'd have to adjust it accordingly, like this, to make it bigger. And then that will be fine. But basically, that is how you set up everything you need. Webcam, overlay, alerts. You could do the same thing with chat. If you have the thing for chat, like if it gives you a link, any web page, any alert, anything that has a code that you need to input from online, you have to add it through the web page here. Always through the web page. Anytime you have scrolling text, or anytime you guys want to put text in there, or if you have the files on your computer somewhere in a notepad in a folder, you have to use text. If you have any videos you want to add, any advertisement or anything like that, you add it through here. And simply it's the same thing. You go add video, find it, you can loop the video, you add it, and then boom. Now you can select the video file, or you can put the URL. Most of the time it's just grabbing the video file from your computer, especially if it's all in one folder, and then you'll be able to do it that way. If you guys have your own type of editing software, another option you guys can do is grab all those videos, put them into one, and then save or render out that video as one. That way it's a continuous loop of just one video. Instead of having 5, 6, 7 videos taking up computer space, you just have that one video that has all of those advertisements into one, and it just makes it a lot easier for you guys to just have one video set to loop, instead of having to deal with like 5 to 7 videos or whatever, how many that you're using. The other thing is, if you are wanting to use your own overlay, you can create your own overlay. You can add the image simply just by clicking add image, and bam, there you go. And then let us see here, force the webcam. Now I know mine was a little funky. It was doing this. That was because I was messing with the cropping. But once you guys have everything, squared away and everything like that, say, bam, it's back to normal. But yeah, even with this, like, you guys can resize this to the best of your ability, and you can turn off the cropping. You can make it bigger. You can put it anywhere you want. But I mean, it's very, very easy to make this work however you guys want to, and it's super, super light on the actual computer. So definitely try this out. I think you guys will actually enjoy it. But if you guys have any other questions about it, definitely let me know. And with the overlay and everything, this is good to have the way you want it. And hopefully you guys definitely understand what I was talking about. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to help you guys out. Now, one additional thing that I do want to share with you guys is the stuff here on the right-hand side. Now, this is very important. Whenever you are going to actually go live, and I may have to do this in another video just because if you guys didn't watch this all the way through, that's fine. I'll go over this again. But these settings I found to be almost near perfect for me, because I like to allow you guys to hear the sound, especially if I'm doing a game with cutscenes. I want you guys to be able to hear it. Yes, I leave subtitles on, but I like to make sure you guys can hear it. So I have a 20 upload speed and a 200 download speed. So I'm able to stream at 3 up. Now, the audio, 50% is not bad for game audio, and commentary is good about 4. Now, this is good for me. Definitely go ahead and mess with this yourself. And then down here, you have to always have commentary clicked in order for live commentary to be heard in the stream. And yes, you'd hit this button to stream, but the best thing is while you're streaming, you can record everything: overlay, webcam, commentary, gameplay in crisp quality versus your encoding quality. And that's where I'm going to leave it at that. But if you guys have questions, like I said, let me know in the comments. I told you this video would be a little bit longer. I tried to get through it as quickly as I could. Like I said, there is a lot of information, but this will get you guys up and running, ready to go. And if you guys, like I said, if you need more explanations, I'll make another video, or I'll talk to you guys in the comments, on Twitter, in private messaging, on Discord. Just definitely go ahead and hit me up any way you guys can, and I'll try to get in touch with you or reply back to you within 24 hours of when you guys ask me something. But anyways, thanks very much for watching. Have a good time streaming, and good luck. I'll catch you guys in the next tutorial video, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Take care. And as always, guys, keep being awesome.